Guys obviously don't remember anything from before, right? I hope so. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. CHANDRA BHANSALI, a co-founder of AccountantsWorld. And I'm going to give you the quick one. I know a lot of people on the web probably already heard this, but AccountantsWorld has been, he has been passionately finding ways, innovative ways for accountants to benefit from emerging technologies. Have you heard that theme before today? That's kind of what we're thinking. This is the time, right? So he's, as a result of that commitment to accountants, AccountantsWorld is a leader in cloud solutions for accountants. It's a new class of cloud-based accountant-centric solutions created by AccountantsWorld that gives accountants stronger control over accounting and payroll services. So really oriented to our outsourced client accounting service community. And I want to introduce Dr. CHANDRA BHANSALI. Everybody, warm welcome. Now you're on.
Okay. And again, thanks, Tom. It's my pleasure to be here. I love working with this organization, very forward-thinking. And as I told you, me and my wife co-founded AccountantsWorld. Actually, I am the outside, the bald face of AccountantsWorld. She's the brain behind AccountantsWorld. We have been serving accountants for 30 years, and really our passion is to find innovative ways for accountants to benefit from technology. So give you some ideas, things we did in the past, people thought they were kind of crazy, but then they became mainstream. So anyone of here, when accountants used to go out and fill in the input sheets and give it over to payrolls, to service bureaus for doing tax returns? And we came out with the program where accountants can enter data and see the tax planning in real time. And we went to CPAs and they say, "Chandra, you must be crazy. You expect me to keep on your tax returns. How many of you don't now use a computer and use the keyboard?" Same thing when Microsoft came with Windows. Before that, DOS. It was arcane, using what was on the screen had no relation to what was on the form. And we saw for the first time, accountant can work on the exact replica of the tax form. So we created the first Windows-based professional tax program. And we go out to accountants and they say, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm never going to touch a mouse in my life. How many of you don't touch mouse?" And now we are trying to find ways to help you benefit from the cloud. Now, we have been doing cloud well before it was cloud. We started working on what then was a web-based solutions in about 2000. And since we have been developing a solution for accountants, what has happened is that we found one thing that technology has done tremendous good to us. There's no doubt about us. But there is another side of technology that most of us are not aware of. And we realize that others have taken, major corporations have taken control of core services using technology. So payroll service bureaus to use mainframe computers to control of payroll away from accountants. Others use desktop technology, created do-it-yourself solutions for small businesses, and that took control of accounting away from accountants. So we decided that we are going to use cloud technology to bring the control of accounting back to accountants. And that's how we are trying to use technology. And our model is very simple. We never compete with you. And we always provide solutions so that you can do your work more effectively and become more successful. Now, what you're going to learn is that how many of you really believe that accounting is as relevant today as it should be? We believe we could be a lot more relevant. We could add a lot more value to our clients' lives. And why is it so? So we are going to discuss that. And what you need to do to become more relevant to your client's need. Now, the question is then, what has changed recently that makes it possible? And we are going to discuss the changes that have happened in the technology and the way people think that has made it possible that we can be more relevant to our clients' need and add value to our clients' businesses. Now, of course, what we are going to do is that it is going to be a contrarian viewpoint in many ways. It is different than what you have been thinking about, and all of you may not agree with it, but the whole idea is that we have to understand all different viewpoints and then decide what really makes sense for us. So this is what the whole idea is about. We are going to ask you a lot of different questions, and that will make you thinking why we are doing the things we are doing. Are there different ways of doing things? And this is what the whole dialogue is going to be about. So now let me ask you, we all at one time or others have gone to physicians for something or others. Have any one of you gone to a doctor and told him with a over-the-counter drug, medicine, and told him, treat me with this? Has anybody done that? He will probably throw you out of the office. They just don't do it. And now, anybody can, if a business owner comes to you with any piece of software and tells you, do my accounting with this piece of software, most of us will gladly take that person. We will do what our clients ask us to do. Why is it so? Is that the way we should run our business? Can we, how did a business owner, most of them don't even know about accounting. What made them choose a piece of software? And can they make the right choice than you can? And we have to ask ourselves, why are we doing that? The thing is that now we have to start. There is a new technology coming out. Everything is changing. So at that time, we can be proactive and change the dialogue. We can go to our clients and say, you know what? In the past, we were doing the things in certain ways because of the technology. Now I have more resources. I can give you better service. Let's come here and discuss the thing, how I can serve you better. So dialogue moves from what solutions to use to how I can give you, better serve you, satisfy your needs, and add value to your client's business. So, and this is the time, because of the change of technology, all businesses will have to move to the cloud. It's given. So this is the right time where we can go out and we can ask our customers, let's have a dialogue. And we are going to discuss not about solutions, but the dialogue is going to shift more towards how you can better serve, how we can better serve you. So this is one thing that I think will give us very strong control. Second thing is, even a plumber, electrician, right? These are just trades. Anybody with a high school degree can get into these trades. And even these people use professional tools. And many of us have settled on running our practices on the solutions that were created for small businesses. And now if a client sees us, hey, my accountant is using the same tools that I'm using, how it is different? So it is a question of perception also. And can you really serve your clients as well with the solutions that were created with the premise of making accounting easier for your clients, which may not have all the capabilities? Should you be running your practices on those kind of solutions? And these are the questions. Now, as I told you, we are going to ruffle some feather and going to have some contrarian viewpoint, and maybe all of you may not agree with us. But let's start thinking about all the possibilities that are out there. Now, how many of if suppose you assemble all your clients into one room and ask them, those who love doing accounting, please raise your hands. How many hands are going to go up? Very few. Given the choice, most small business owners just don't like to do accounting. It's a nuisance for them. They like to focus on their business, and it has been imposed upon them. So this is one thing that now we can give them a choice, that you don't have to. We can have a dialogue, and if you really want to do part of the work, we can customize the system for you so you can do what you can do well. And then we can also do that, monitor their cash flows, help them with, of course, we talk a lot about outsourced CFO services. Have we been doing that? And now there is an opportunity for us to be able to do that. Now, another thing, if you ask your clients, why do you come to us for accounting? And I can bet many of your clients will say, I come to you to prepare financial statement so I can have a tax return prepared, right? Many of your clients don't know what accountant can do. They believe it's just a compliance service. That's all they know. Yesterday, Samantha from CPA.com said about one thing, and she said she was talking to a small business owner. And she said, you know what, I feel a little embarrassed to tell you, but I don't know what does a CPA do. That's the thing. So the very important thing is that many times we are told that, okay, we should basically and definitely we must find out what clients' needs are and try to satisfy them. But many times we have to go beyond that. Clients don't even know what their needs are because they never have been in that situation. As Ford once said, that if you ask somebody at that time that what do you want, they said, I want faster horse. With the technology and with capabilities that you have, what you can do, clients don't even need. No. So I think it is very important for us to go out and educate our clients. What are the possibilities that are out there? So this is extremely important thing, that not only focus on what clients need, but there are a lot of things that were not even thought of that they were possible. People didn't think they were possible. Now that has become possible with the technology. So we start thinking how we can use the technology to do the things that clients didn't think we were able to offer them. Now, this is an extremely important thing, and I don't believe that most of us realize it. What is our most precious asset, business asset? Clients, right? Client relationships. Now, are we protecting and nurturing them as much as we should? We always talk about value of an asset. How do we raise it? Are we ourselves doing that? And how we are nurturing them? Now, what happens is, if what is most valuable asset for you also becomes a valuable asset for others, what is that going to do? Then everybody is going to try to nurture that. So others are also trying to nurture that asset. And then in that process, you will diminish your value and people will not see you as important as they should be. So it is important that we try to satisfy as many of client services, offer them as many client services that they need. For example, we can offer payroll services. That's an example. Accounting, of course. So this is what the whole thing is, that let us try to offer as many services as possible and minimize clients' interaction with others. So if we can offer a service which clients are getting from somebody else right now, if we can offer that service, we did two things: increase our client relationships and at the same time minimize the risk of reducing our client relationship. So question is, how do we have stronger control over our core services? And we believe core services are tax, accounting, and payroll also is a core service. It used to be part of what accountants used to offer. Now, and we can do it now with the cloud. And the reason is that cloud technology gives you many remarkable capabilities that we didn't have before. And this is one thing actually we realized way back when we started analyzing what internet, web, cloud can do. We realized a lot of things. First thing is, everybody knows that you can work from anywhere, anytime. But there is another very important thing, that cloud gives us tremendous amount of computing power on a cheap. You can get computing power at extremely cheap. And in fact, we use that capability, as we'll talk about, to transform payroll services. Another most important thing is that there is awful lot of collaboration and exchange of documents between you and your clients. And no other profession has that kind of interaction with their clients. And what a cloud allows us to do is work collaboratively with our clients. And that collaboration is one thing that changes everything. What happened, the part of the problems that we have had in the past with the desktop, what were those? That we had no control over what clients does, right? So they will go out, buy a piece of software, don't know what to do, how to do accounting, which most small businesses don't know. They will create bookkeeping errors, right? Anybody here who hasn't come across bookkeeping errors from clients? Major problem. Why did that happen? Because we had absolutely no control over what client does. Actually, with cloud, it is possible to work collaboratively with their clients. And that creates a very important paradigm shift. And that changes a lot of things. So these are the capabilities of cloud that has the potential to completely change the way we perform our client engagements. Why is it doing that? Let me see if I can get out of this. Postpone. Okay. Okay. So go back to. Okay. So the question is, why accounting? And this comes back to the same question. Why accounting is a low profit margin service? And the reason is that accountants is not led by accountants. It's primarily led by, dominated by do-it-yourself solutions created for small businesses. And you all know what are the kind of challenges it creates. Use inefficiency. You spend a lot of time in doing the things that are not part of core accounting. Working with all different versions of software, right? Transferring data, fixing the client errors, and then clients don't appreciate the value of what we are doing. It really undermines that my accountant is using the same solutions that I'm using. It is create price compression. We all know fee compression. So there were a lot of challenges that were created because accounting is not led by accountants. And now, how do we fix it? Put accountants back in the driver's seat. It's all about you getting back into the driver's seat and leading the engagement rather than clients leading your the engagement. And it is going to be good for you and good for your clients. You will be able to offer clients what they need and what they value. And you'll be able to do your work a lot more efficiently and build value for your clients and build value for your firm. And how do we do that? So as I told you, collaboration. So what happens in the cloud, now it is possible. Why do we have two different things? Maybe if many times you get data from a solution that is created for clients, then if you really want to do the professional work, you have to bring that data into a professional system and do your trial balance work and create customizable financial statements and so forth and so on. What if we could create a system that includes everything that you need for your work or needed for accounting, which could include professional system and at the same time a general ledger system like what clients may currently use. And we combine all these things into one system. And if that system is sold only to CPAs and accountants, and then you customize that system to serve each client's need, and customize customize actually your practice to meet each customer's or each client's need. That changes everything. So it is very simple. Putting accountants back in the driver's seat and creating a unified system that includes all the capabilities. And that gives you back the control of accounting. So now, if you can create a system like this, what you can do is you have clients with all different needs. There are clients who still, and I'm pretty sure all of you have those, you still write checks by hand, and then at the end they come to you to do the financial statements. So with a system like that, and those clients are your least profitable clients, awful lot of manual entry, and with a system like that, you can make that highly efficient, perform that function highly efficiently, and make that service also very profitable. And again, if you have a dialogue with your clients and you sit with them and say, let me see how I can best serve you. And there are going to be clients who will say, really, yeah, given the choice, I don't want to do an accounting. Now you can really offer client accounting services to your clients. And the beauty of it is why you are able to do it, because with a good cloud solutions, your staff can do what your client staff does. They can do it sitting right in your office. They can do it faster, easier, and more accurately. So even if we can create a situation where client doesn't have to spend any more than what they are currently spending, and you can take over all that work and you can do it very profitably. So it changes the whole dynamics of accounting. As I told you about the after the fact write-up work, we are going to see how you can make it very profitable. And there are going to be clients who say, yes, I want to do part of the work. My mother-in-law is doing bookkeeping, I can't fire her. So we'll do part of the work and you do part of the work. And in that case, you really can customize the system for that particular client, for each client, and give them access to only the capabilities they can use. And we are going to talk about how you can do that. And since I told you there is a professional system, which is all these components, write-up, trial balance, professional trial balance work, the way you want to do trial balance work, you can drill down in all different ways you want to. Fully customize your financial statements, alerts, a lot of virtual CFO capabilities and client management. So now, as you know, this system is all one system. You are managing everything. So every client that comes is entered into the system by you. So you take full control of these things. So this is how, as I told you, has virtual CFO capabilities also. So now we are talking about client accounting services. Basically, it is about taking over as much work as client want to offload. And client accounting services, there is no defined definition. Those of who were there yesterday, that was one of the debate we had. What is included in client accounting services? Let us make it simple, and we'll say it can be a lot of things. As I told you, after the fact, financial statement preparation is part of that. Then taking out, doing all the transaction entries, bill payments, trial balance work, of course, financial statements, payroll compliance, like after the fact payroll is part of that, and doing the full payroll, if you can enter the offer that. So that's also part of client accounting services. And the question is that what will attract clients to that? So one thing is they don't want to do that work, so they want to offload that work to you, so they will be very happy. But clients are price conscious, right? If you told them that, yes, I can take over all this work, but it's going to cost you 50% more than what you're spending now, they will not have any, they may not want to do that. So we have to make sure that we can offer that service with about the same amount of money or with little more cost than the client is currently spending. So we can take over all that headache without any major increase in cost. And this is what the thing is. You can do it if you have the right software where your staff can do what your client staff does faster, much faster, more accurately, and better. So I'll give you an example of how it can be done very easily. So virtually all your clients have smartphones, right? So all they do is take a snapshot of the invoice to be paid, and that goes right into the accounting system. They can scan those documents also. And then the whole idea is the efficiency comes from workflow. So it's system, and I'm talking about the system like accounting power from AccountantsWorld. So all that data goes right into the accounting system, and then there's workflow built into the system. Now, the thing is that other systems, many systems which are created for clients to work on, those are created for 1 or 2 firms or 3 firms. Now, if you're doing client accounting services for, say, 50, 60, 100 firms, the most important aspect and what is going to make it more efficient is the workflow. You have to know what stage every client is in. So how many invoices you have to pay, how many invoices have to be entered, how many checks have to be written or not, payments have to be made. So the workflow becomes extremely important. So this is what does. So when your clients get into this thing, they know exactly how many invoices has to be paid, which clients has approved their invoices. So there's a complete workflow. And then once your staff has entered those invoices, email goes out to your clients and they approve it. Once it is approved, then very simply with the digital checks, and we're going to talk about that, with one mouse click, your staff can pay hundreds of invoices. So here is, let us take an example of the workflow. So you see this white horse sales. So the client scanned 3 new invoices that came into the system, had 6 invoices that were sent to them to be approved, and there were 13 invoices that were waiting for payment. So your staff comes and clicks on this invoices to be paid, comes to this screen, and all the 3 invoices that have to be paid are listed here. So all they do is check one by one. The actual invoice that was scanned comes here, just enter the amount, and that invoice is automatically entered. Done for everything. Now you can see white horse. There are 0 invoices to be processed. And now you have to send 9 invoices that have to be sent for approval, right? So it is, okay. So now with one mouse click, the staff is going to be able to, a link will go to your client. And when they click on that link, all these invoices that have to be approved are listed there. Now client has a choice. They can pay all the invoices with clicking right on the, I am hoping this is the, no. Okay. Right on the click, pay all the invoices, not pay one of the invoices, or pay partial invoices. So client does that, and in this particular case, he decided he doesn't want to pay this invoice and checked everything else. Comes here and says, okay, go ahead and pay these invoices. And now as you see, he approved all invoices minus, but not one. So one is still there, and 22 invoices are ready for payment. So your staff goes out and does the digital payment. Now, digital check is a very interesting technology. If you want to typically pay by ACH, what you have to do is you have to get your vendor's bank information. And getting that, excuse me, getting that becomes very difficult many times. With digital check, you don't need any of that information. So what you do is, your staff is going to make a click, and suppose 10 digital invoices have to be sent, 10 emails will go out to each vendor with a link. And when they click on that link, an image of the check will appear, okay? And on that one, the vendor is going to enter the routing number and their account number. And then there's a submit button, and they will submit that. And that will go right into their bank account. Does it make sense? Did you understand how it works? So you don't have to get the vendor bank information. A link goes out to the vendor for the payment that you made. They click on that link, image of the check will appear, and they fill in the routing number and the account number and click submit, and that automatically goes to their bank for payment. And then the next time when they get another payment, they don't even have to enter any of that. All they do is submit, and the amount is automatically submitted to their bank account. And now there is no printing of check and not individual printing. With one click, you can pay hundreds of checks. So now you saw the workflow. You saw how easy it is for a client to get that information to you. You saw the workflow that streamlines everything. And then you saw how you can pay all these payments with digital check with very few mouse clicks. So now you can start to see how much time client was investing in doing all this work. And now your staff can do the same work with a fraction of the amount of time that client staff was investing. And that's how you can now offer very highly profitable bill payment services to your clients. Okay. Now, as I told you, you can make your write-up practice very efficient. Now, how many of you are currently using BankFeed? Anybody? Okay, great. And you have seen the benefit of BankFeed, right? How it increased. So those of you haven't used BankFeed, it's I don't have time to explain it properly. Let me see if I. Okay. So what happens is it's a very simple process. You can send a link to a client, and all they do is give you permission to download bank statements, all the bank transactions. Okay, so it is very secure. You don't have to know their ID or password. All you do is send them a link and tell them this is all you will be able to do is just download the bank transactions, and with the system that you are, that is the typical thing. I think that's what probably your system does. Also, what we do is in our system, you can also download the images of the checks to be paid and also the bank statement, all the three things. And now you have completely eliminated data entry altogether, right? So that and data entry is really the time consuming part of right of work. And if you can eliminate it, always, if you are entering so many data, chances are you are making errors, finding where the error was made. All these things take an awful lot of time. And with this bank feed, you can eliminate all of that. And there is another thing you can do with this. So this is of course, you can see the benefit of that. But there is another benefit of bank feed. And what happens is that how many times you have customers who dump everything at the end of the year, right? And just before December, January, when you're trying to do the tax work in February, you have to first do the bank, do this write-up work before you can do the tax returns. Now with this thing, you have the control. So you can do this write-up work on periodic basis. It could be every month, every quarter, and by the end of the year, you have completed most of the work, and now you have done the spread the work, and that can greatly reduce your tax season crunch. So that's another advantage of bank feed. Now, what we have done is, so we have seen that with a system which gives you back the control, you can service all your clients very effectively. And for the clients, and now we are going to go to the clients who want to do part of the work. And you can customize the system for those clients, minimize error, simplify their work, and at the same time reduce your work. So the way it works is that in the system that we are talking about, you get a screen where you can decide what access you want to give to each individual client. And this is going to be different for different clients. So suppose there's a plumber who doesn't know anything about accounting. Only access you can give them is write checks and enter deposits. That's all. And when they log into their system, that's all they are going to see. And you set up everything behind the scene for them, customers, vendor, everything. You made the system extremely easy for them, and at the same time, you reduced all those errors that otherwise this person was making. And they don't have to know what is the bank chart of account or any of those things. There's another client who has a bookkeeper. You can give them access to accounts receivable, accounts payable, but you can keep them off the chart of accounts, which you don't want them to touch. So you can customize the system for those clients who want to do part of the work. So this is what we have seen, that with the professional system that gives you stronger control and gives you back the control, and you are in the full driver's seat, you can do a lot of things. You can service the client who hate doing accounting, take over all their work, do it faster, easier, and you can significantly, you don't even have to add any more clients. Just by taking work, taking the client accounting services work from even 10, 20, 30, 40% of your clients, you can greatly increase your bottom line significantly, because an engagement which is currently say $5,000 engagement, if you take over the complete client accounting work, it would be $20,000, $30,000 engagement. And you can do the work faster and make it highly profitable. So without adding any more clients, just by doing client accounting services for some of your clients, you can greatly increase your work and increase your bottom line, and at the same time reduce clients' pain. That's what we're looking for. And those who want to do the part of the work, you can do part of the work for them. Those who write manual checks, you can do that work very efficiently. And if they need to use a specialized system, sure, your client can use that. You bring data into the professional system and do your trial balance work and create financial statements. Now we are going to spend a little time on outsourced CFO services. So now you can help your clients manage with the system, because I told you that has many analytical capabilities. You can use those to help them manage their cash flow, monitor important KPIs, and this is how you can do. So give you a simple idea. This is a snapshot. It includes, so now you have a lot of clients. It gives you the important accounts receivable, accounts payable, cash balance for all the clients. And any clients, and you can set a threshold for each client, that when for some client, if the account receivable has gone over 100,000 is a problem. For other client, it could be 500,000. You can set threshold for every one of your clients, and then anytime any important parameter goes outside that range, it's going to be displayed in red. So in this particular client, the first client, 3J Software, cash balance is low, which has gone below the limit, and his account receivable is very high. So this, for all the clients, with a glance, you can see which clients are having problems. And you have two choices. Either you can call the customer, or you can even set the client so an alert goes out to the clients telling them about potential problems. So this is how you can monitor all important KPIs for every client, just looking at one screen every day. Client dashboard, you are all familiar with dashboard. So this gives you a bird's eye view for each client. So you can discuss those kind of things on a quarterly basis, maybe with your clients. So you see there is a projected cash balances. It can project cash balances for 6 to 8 weeks. And this is how you can help them monitor their cash flows. They know where they're spending their money, which are the customer balances. So you get a bird's eye view, and there's an awful lot of information here that you can use to really provide virtual CFO services to your clients. So as I told you, alerts are there, performance report, financial ratios that can help you analyze whatever is important KPI for each individual client based on their business, and you can monitor those, create fully customizable financials, and professional trial balance system that allows you to do a lot more than what you'll be able to do from a system created for your clients, and things like consolidation. So this is the advantage of having a combination of both. I don't have time to go into this, but you can really offer highly profitable payroll services, because now there are payroll systems that will do everything. We have a system called Payroll Relief. It does all compliance work, direct deposit, tax deposit, filing of tax forms, and monitors everything for you. And you can offer highly profitable payroll services. How many of you offer profitable payroll services? Okay, and that was made possible because of the cloud, right? You couldn't have done. And those who are doing it still on the desktop, they will realize if they move over to the cloud, they can make it extremely efficient. We have clients who used to spend $700-800 doing the system on the desktop system. Now they're spending $12,000, $13,000 every year, and still they find it they have made their payroll practice a lot more profitable. So cloud has completely changed the paradigm of payroll services. We are running out of business. I'll take just 2 minutes. If you want to take advantage of any of these, you must change your fee structure, because the only way you're going to benefit is if you move away from hourly fee to a fixed fee. Forget about value pricing, too complicated. All you do is just whatever the client is currently paying you right now, take the average of 2-3 years and tell them, I'm going to charge you just a fixed fee, monthly fixed fee of X dollars per month. It's not going to be any more than what you're paying. They're going to be extremely happy. They know what their work cash flow is going to be, and they're going to love it, and that's the only way you're going to take advantage of all the efficiency gains that you're getting in your practice. Okay, so I really thank you, and I hope that you now know that by taking control of accounting services, how you can really add value to your client's business, offer them what they want, and this is how you raise your relevance. So if you have any questions, we are right there, and you can contact me, and I'm here for a while. Thank you very much.